Welcome back, my survivors. Your journey to horror has begun, and today I bring you to my most heard horror camping story. Today's story isn't for the faint of heart. So, gather round, my fellow story seekers, and prepare to be gripped by the camping chills. Close your lights, grab the blanket, and let's get started. The crunch of leaves beneath our boots echoed through the ancient woods as we ventured deeper into the heart of the unknown. The moon cast an eerie glow, turning the shadows into living entities that seemed to dance to an otherworldly rhythm. My friends and I, a group of skeptics seeking adventure, had chosen this remote area for our camping trip, oblivious to the dark secrets that lurked within the trees. The chilling atmosphere intensified as we set up our campfire, the flames flickering and casting ominous shadows on the gnarled tree trunks surrounding us. My best friend, Sarah, laughed nervously, dismissing the local legends of a skinwalker, a creature that could take on any form, as mere campfire tales. I, too, scoffed at the idea, my rational mind unwilling to succumb to the superstitions that clung to this desolate place. As the night unfolded, the woods seemed to come alive with strange sounds, animal cries and something more otherworldly, like whispers on the wind. I could feel the unease settling in, a subtle but undeniable tension that wrapped itself around us like a shroud. The shadows played tricks on my senses, and every rustle in the underbrush made me jump. It was then that I noticed the eerie characters emerging from the darkness, figures that resembled the townspeople but moved with a sinister grace. Their eyes gleamed with an otherworldly light, and a cold shiver ran down my spine as they disappeared into the shadows. I exchanged uneasy glances with my friends, a silent acknowledgement that something wasn't right. As the night wore on, suspenseful plot twists unfolded like a dark symphony. I overheard whispers of conversations that I couldn't recall, and strange glances passed between my friends as if they shared a secret language. The crackling campfire seemed to mock our attempts to create a sense of normalcy in this ever-growing nightmare. In a desperate search for answers, I wandered away from the group and stumbled upon an ancient, weathered tome hidden in a crevice of the forest. Its pages spoke of the Wendigo, a malevolent spirit that dwelled within the woods, possessing those who dared to trespass into its domain. My hands trembled as I read the words, realizing that the legends weren't mere superstitions but warnings. I rushed back to the camp, my heart pounding with a mix of fear and urgency, determined to share my findings with the group. The air had grown colder, and the shadows seemed to writhe with an unnatural life. My friends gathered around the dying embers of the campfire, their faces etched with a growing unease. As I revealed the ancient text and its tales of possession, a palpable tension settled over the group. Sarah's eyes widened with a mix of disbelief and horror, while Mark, usually the skeptic like myself, exchanged a knowing glance with the shadows that seemed to encroach upon us. The twisted version of Sarah lunged at me, her movements inhuman and erratic. Fear gripped me like a vice as I stumbled backward, my mind struggling to comprehend the nightmare unfolding before me. The others circled, their eyes devoid of humanity, and the very air pulsated with an unnatural energy. I fumbled for the ancient tome, desperately seeking guidance in its yellowed pages. The words seemed to dance, mocking my futile attempt to find a solution. The realization hit me like a sledgehammer, the Wendigo was not a mere legend, it was a malevolent force that had ensnared us in its web. In a desperate bid for survival, I chanted incantations from the tome, hoping to break the Wendigo's hold. The air crackled with energy, and for a moment, it seemed like the shadows recoiled. But the victory was short-lived. The Wendigo's distorted laughter echoed through the forest, drowning out my feeble attempts to defy it. The woods became a nightmarish battleground. I fought alongside the remnants of my friends, their humanity slipping away with every passing moment. The line between ally and adversary blurred, and the forest itself seemed to conspire against us. As the struggle reached its peak, Mark, now a mere shell of his former self, approached me with vacant eyes. He whispered cryptic phrases, his words a chilling prophecy of our doomed fate. The Wendigo's influence had warped his mind, turning him into a harbinger of our impending demise. In the midst of the chaos, the forest transformed. Trees contorted into grotesque shapes, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The ground pulsated with a malevolent energy, and the air became thick with an otherworldly presence. We were trapped in a realm where reality and nightmare coexisted, and escape seemed impossible. In a desperate attempt to break free, we stumbled upon an ancient altar hidden deep within the woods. Symbols etched into withered stones hinted at an age-old ritual, one that could either banish the Wendigo or unleash even greater horrors. With no other option, we prepared to perform the ritual, our trembling hands clutching makeshift implements. As the incantation began, the forest responded with a symphony of unearthly sounds. Shadows writhed, and the Wendigo's presence loomed ominously. The air became charged with an oppressive force, and for a moment, it felt like the ritual might succeed. But the Wendigo, a force older than time itself, fought back with a ferocity that shattered our resolve. The altar itself seemed to rebel against our attempts, and the symbols on the stones glowed with an ominous intensity. The forest unleashed its wrath upon us, and the boundary between the ritual and chaos blurred into a nightmarish tableau. In the final moments, as the ritual teetered on the edge of success and failure, the forest fell silent. The Wendigo's laughter echoed through the stillness, a mocking reminder of our futile defiance. The symbols on the stones flickered, and the air crackled with an electric charge. We awoke, disoriented and battered, in the cold light of dawn. The forest appeared unchanged, yet an oppressive weight lingered in the air. The remnants of the ritual lay scattered around us, and the ancient tome, now blank, offered no answers. The survivors, reduced to a mere fraction of our original group, emerged from the woods forever changed. The chilling whispers of the Wendigo haunted our every step, a constant reminder of the malevolent force that lurked just beyond the trees. We returned to the small town, our minds fractured by the horrors we had witnessed. Take a moment to hit the subscribe button, it won't spoil me, I promise. The townspeople, oblivious to the darkness we carried within us, continued their lives. We became shadows of our former selves, haunted by the knowledge that the Wendigo's influence still lingered. The ancient woods, now a forbidden realm, held the secrets of a malevolence that defied comprehension. As I recount this tale, the memories of that night linger like a persistent nightmare. The chilling atmosphere, the suspenseful plot twists, and the eerie characters have etched themselves into the fabric of my being. The whispers of the Wendigo persist, a reminder that some horrors can never be fully escaped, and the ancient woods guard their secrets with a malevolence that transcends time itself.